Is there anything worse than being disturbed in the middle of the night by somebody coming into your room?
I don't know what is more worse than that.
In that case, we'll just get right back into it.
What is at the door? Is it Derek the Dodo? I told him to stay out the way. Is it a villager? Is it a goat? I don't know. Why did I come here? I should have stayed at the damn bus!
My Daughter's Keeper presents Call of Cthulhu, Alone Against the Flames, Episode 3, Guest Room, No Exit, where the fire is not the only thing trying to get in. When we last left Professor Amanda, she was beginning to suspect that Emberhead was less of a quaint village and more of a smouldering death trap with artisanal lanterns. Now she lies in her guest room bedroom, sheet stiff, air thick with smoke and silence. Something is moving outside her door. Will she survive the night? Will the door hold? Will Emberhead finally reveal what's burning at its heart? Or is this the part where the investigator remembers she never packed her running shoes? Either way, she's not alone anymore.
Right, another choice for you. You can grab the door and wrench it open, or you can pretend to be asleep.
I'll pretend to be asleep.
You slide onto the bed and lie on your side, eyes closed. The hinges creak as the door opens. There is a long pause. A footfall sounds inside the room, then another. The steps are careful and feminine. You give it a moment, and then open one eye a crack. May crouches with her back to you. She's fiddling with something in the fireplace.
Ooh, okay. This is going to get interesting then, isn't it? Right, do you want to confront May, or do you want to wait and see what she's doing?
I'll, confront May.
I did not expect that from you.
May jumps as you swing your legs off the bed and speak. I thought you might be cold, she stammers. I thought I'd light the fire. She sweeps something away with the hand behind her. You stare, but cannot see anything in the grate. I shouldn't have disturbed you. I'm sorry. She stands to leave.
Right, roll time. Let's make an intimidate roll. Let's see, what's your intimidation? Yeah, let's have a look at this. Ooh, well, you've got a good chance at this, so let's roll those dice and see what happens.
Ooh, 61?
61 is not going to do it, I'm afraid. That's a 61 on a 55.
Okay.
But one of the rules about Call of Cthulhu is that you can spend luck to make a roll successful. And you've still got quite a lot of luck at the moment. If you wanted to, because that's only like 6 points off of a success, you could choose to spend 6 points of luck in order to make that a success.
Yeah, I'll do it.
You block May's exit and demand to know what's really going on. You see real fear in her eyes. It was nothing, she said. Just something to help you sleep, but for your own sake. Tomorrow'll be such a big day for you, you see. You press your advantage, demanding a full explanation. Please, she says, understand. I've got a daughter to think about. I've already lost a husband. She wriggles around you and flees to her room.
You can secure your door with a chair and get some sleep, or you can stay awake all night.
I'll, secure the chair and go to bed.
You awaken to the sound of feet on the street outside. Your night's rest has brought you a new determination. Today you will meet Emberhead on your own terms. The Ledbetter kitchen is empty, although bread and eggs have been laid out for you for breakfast. There is a note from May explaining that she has taken Ruth out for a few hours. You make a quiet circuit of the village, pausing in unobtrusive places to watch the villagers. It's rather busy for the time in the morning. Yawning locals stream back and forth along the roads, carrying bundles of split logs to the site of what you've heard referred to as the beacon. You see two figures already up in its superstructure, arranging the wood. The festival bonfire will be most impressive. But do you intend to stay to see it? You suspect by now that something is amiss here. While the villagers are distracted, you may do some illicit investigation, or you may simply leave town without looking back.
Right, another choice. You can search May's bedroom, go alone to the village hall, take a look at the artisan's courtyard, spy on the activity at the beacon, or try to slip down the east road and get the hell out of here.
I'll snoop in May's room.
Despite her hospitality, you do not trust May Ledbetter. You return to her house quite openly. Where else would you go? Inside, the dwelling is still empty. You rap on the bedroom door and wait. Silence. You ease it open. The Ledbetter room is in marked contrast to your own neat space. Dirty clothes are piled up on the floor. On a rough quilt lies a schoolbook and cheap novels. You notice a raggedy old doll discarded down the side of the bed.
Ooh, another chance for a roll. Let's have a spot hidden. These have turned out fairly well so far.
Okay. 16.
Oh, 16 on 75. That is great. That is fantastic. Another success.
You notice scrapes on the floorboards corresponding with the legs of the bed. With effort, you slide the bed away. There is a rug spread beneath it, and beneath the rug, a trapdoor. You easily open it. The dark space beneath is some kind of cellar.
Do you want to descend into the cellar, or do you rather give this up and just move on?
I'll go into the cellar.
Yeah, that's it. This is a game about investigation, and you found something interesting.
The daylight barely offers enough illumination to see, but a hot lantern during the day would be very suspicious. You squeeze beneath the floor and glance around you. Your first impression is that May keeps her junk here, for there are many boxes of different sizes piled in an untidy heap. It takes just a few seconds before you realize they are all traveling trunks or suitcases. There are about 20 of them. The implication hits you hard, yet you maintain enough control to check the luggage tags. You count 8 or 9 different names before you stop, scrambling back up to the bedroom. You close the trapdoor with trembling fingers, returning the bed to its rightful place. You feel a deepening unease about Emberhead and this day in particular.
Right. Well, that was interesting. You can either go to the village hall, take a closer look at the artisan's courtyard, which you did earlier, but there may, it's another new day. There may be something interesting happening there now. You can spy on the activity at the beacon, or you can try and get out of here.
I'll try to get out of here.
As you approach the southern road that descends to the lower ridge, you see 4 villagers blocking the route with farm tools and clubs. You veer off and head towards the western road. Your heart sinks as you see exactly the same scene at the other exit from the village. You are trapped.
Okay, here's an interesting choice for you. You can try and talk your way past the guards, or you can try to disguise yourself and slip out of the village.
I'll try to talk to them.
The southern group appear less sharp than the western group. You stride up to them and explain that they are needed at the beacon. They look dubious. You offer to watch the road for them and hold out your hand for a pitchfork. "Yeah, you come with us," says the first one. His ape-like brow bends in a frown.
Ooh, now, we need a roll, but there is a condition on this in that it needs to be an extreme fast talk roll. Hey, I don't make the rules. This what this calls for. Now, an extreme roll, as you know, is a roll which is equal to or less than 1/5 of your skill value. We've already seen you do some fantastic rolls on that front.
Yes.
Right, so let's have a fast talk roll, and it has to be an extreme.
80.
Ooh, yeah. The fast talk of 54, that's just not happening.
These locals are not as stupid as you think. They grab you and march you back into the center of the village. The fading light from the narrow window tells you afternoon is giving way to evening. Your hands are shackled behind your back so you cannot even lie down on the rough bed. A woman you have not seen before comes in. Her face is wrinkled and her eyes are dull. They do not meet yours, but she puts a cup to your lips.
You can either accept the drink or you can reject it.
I'll reject it.
You turn your face away, and when she tries again, you dash the cup from her hands using the side of your head. The clear liquid spills across the floor. The woman gives a half shrug and turns to leave the room. You shout after her, but she gives no reaction. Soon, you become thirsty. As the light outside fades, your little prison becomes dark. You can hear much activity around the building. Occasionally, an orange glow passes the window. The only comfortable position in the shackles seems to be to sit against the end of the bed with your arms hanging behind you. You need to concentrate to come up with a plan. There is clearly no escape from your bonds. You do not know exactly what your captors want from you, but you cannot ignore the fact that they have spent the entire day constructing a massive bonfire. The door scrapes, wrenching you back into the moment. Orange light spills into the house from blazing torches held at the threshold. Two large villagers step inside and grab you. At least you assume they are villagers. They wear heavy black cloaks, and their faces and hands are painted entirely black, save only for a red triangle centered on their left eye. You try to drag your legs, but they reach under your arms and lift you bodily from the bed. Outside, it seems the whole village has congregated to see you. Every single one has a blackened face with the red triangle motif. Torches splutter and spill fire. You struggle, but can see physical resistance is hopeless. You are marched to the central street and turned to face the beacon. The procession down the approach is slow and formal, save when you sense weakness and yank at your captors. A chill touches you when you see three human shapes carried ahead of you, draped in red cloth. The beacon looms larger and larger, its dreadful silhouette a black triangle pointing to the stars. A low drone begins amongst the cloaked figures. Unbidden, the word mourners comes to mind. Smoke from their torches makes you cough. You feel heat on your face. As you reach the clear area at the beacon, three dancers break away from the pack. Young girls swinging balls of fire in spectacular arcs, drawing circles in the night air. One by one, they draw close to you and touch your forehead with sooty fingers. Each kisses you 3 times, one on the left cheek, right cheek, and then forehead. They then whisper in your ear, the smell of kerosene filling your nostrils.
Okay, another roll time. This time you're going to want to roll on your appearance, which is one of your core characteristics, which according to your sheet is 50.
Okay.
Let's have that dice roll.
16!
Ooh, well done. That's a success.
Through your sacrifice, the village will be reborn, says the first dancer. You pass from earth to air for all our sakes, says the second. I've weakened the chains, said the third. Don't try to escape until the flames are high enough to hide you. You stare at the third dancer. In that inky visage, you clearly discern the frightened features of Ruth Ledbetter. Their dance weaves off and disappears behind the buildings. As you arrive beneath the beacon, 10 villagers close in on you. Working with surprising coordination, they immobilize you and lift you up the blackened iron stairs to the raised platform. You cannot help but shiver at the sight of the central framework, twisted from past blazes, and what you can now clearly see to be a fastening point for chains. None of the eyes meet yours as they lash you to the metal. The village sings now, something rhythmic and ancient, carved from odd syllables. A second group ascends to the beacon, carrying the 3 red-draped bodies. With reverence, they arrange their burdens in a triangle around your feet. Then they withdraw, leaving you alone with the dead, shin deep in a sea of kindling. It seems the entire village is gathered around the beacon to watch you burn. Behind the face paint, you recognize May Ledbetter, and yes, that is Silas, the coach driver, standing at her side. The audacity and scale of the deception staggers you. A man steps up on a dais and raises his hands with quiet authority. The frame of his spectacles obscures the red triangle on his face. And so we draw here together again on this night, as we do every year, and we give thanks to the one who will preserve the village against fire from the void. You will be taken by the ones from above in our stead. Your death will bring life to our streets and bounty to our fields. It will safeguard our children and our elders alike for another year. We salute you. He bows his head. All around the beacon, bearers step forward and lift their torches to the edge of the raised platform. A ring of tiny flames flicker around the perimeter. As they wink, the singing of the villagers drops into an unearthly rhythm.
You've got a choice.
Yeah?
You can either throw your remaining strength against the bonds, or you can wait and see what happens.
I'm going to use all my strength.
You're tired, and your flesh ought to be insufficient against the dark iron of the chains, yet you can feel them give a little. There is a weakness in one of the links.
It's a roll time. It's going to have to be a hard strength roll.
Okay.
So let's do it.
41.
Ooh, that is a success.
Yes. Oh.
As the tongues of fire lick towards you through the kindling, you close your eyes and heave on the chains. They give a little more, and then, clack, one side of the chain drops. You wriggle in the coils, loosening the bonds, even as the heat singes your ankles. The man on the dais stares at your movements. Then he picks two youths from the crowd and points directly at you. Just as you shrug the chains off and step free from the ironwork, the youths mount the blazing platform. Frames split up their trousers, and their cloaks catch. They dive at you.
This is really starting to get interesting now, isn't it? Right. We're going to need another roll. We're going to need a dodge roll.
Okay.
And it's going to have to be a hard dodge roll. And unfortunately, yeah. Well, let's give it a go. You can always spend luck if you fail.
Okay.
Let's see how this goes.
77.
Oh, yeah, that's just not going to cut it. But you do have the luck to spend. It's going to cost you 44 points of luck.
I'll go for it.
Okay, let's spend the luck and make that a success.
You slither from the grasp of the youths. Fire pours across their shoulders and ignites their hair. Curtains of smoke shroud you. Your legs are burning. You must get off the beacon immediately.
Oh, you take 1d6 hit points of damage from the fire.
No. Please be low. Please. 1.
Oh, that's not so bad. That's not so bad at all.
You leap from the conflagration on the far side of the beacon. Your heart lurches momentarily at the sight of the sheer drop beneath you, but you land a few inches short of the edge. You roll to extinguish your burning clothes. Your lungs feel singed. Everything hurts. The chant of the villagers gathers in intensity. You peer around the beacon. They don't seem to have noticed your absence amidst the billowing smoke. Most of them are staring into the sky. You crawl as rapidly as you can for the cover of the nearest building. With the villagers assembled at the beacon, the streets are empty and you are able to pad away from the blaze. You must get out of town before they finish. The chanting seems to accelerate as you round the corner of the southern road. Here, parked against the side of the general store, you have your first piece of luck since reaching Emberhead, a bicycle. You learned to ride one of these in Providence. You settle in the saddle. Your burned flesh protests at the contact.
Right. You've got a choice. You can either wait and observe the goings-on at the beacon, or you can ride out of town immediately.
I'll run out of time immediately.
It takes a moment to recapture the skill of riding the bicycle, but out of the first turn to the east, there is a long downhill out of Emberhead. You hear screams and crackles above you, but concentrate on balancing and working the pedals in your weakened state. You've had too many hopes dashed in this abomination of a village. You keep your head down and ride away. 20 minutes later, with no sign of pursuit, you stop for a breather at the top of a hill. You can see Emberhead rise in the distance. The entire village appears to be ablaze. The dark column of smoke above it will be visible for many miles. But if the village is as isolated as it seems, help is unlikely to arrive in time. You watch the place burn for 5 minutes. Then you mount the bicycle again and ride towards civilization and dawn.
Congratulations! You have survived this adventure! You may keep your investigator sheet and use it in another Call of Cthulhu scenario. If you have checkmarked any of the small boxes, we can upgrade your skills through experience. The end.
Yay!
Well, that was certainly a different type of story, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, well, that will be it for this episode and this scenario. And we will see what comes up next, won't we?
Okay.
Right. Well, until next time, I am your keeper. We will say goodbye.
Goodbye.